As was the case in IAS 2, where net realizable value adjustment could be reversed in a subsequent accounting period, a similar phenomenon occurs with IAS 36, where an impairment loss may be reversed. At the end of each reporting period, you consider indications for an impairment loss, but also if there's indications that the impairment loss may need to be reversed. As was the case with the write-down itself, the external indications should be considered again, as well as the internal sources for possible indications. A few things to consider. Firstly, to reverse an impairment loss, there must obviously be an impairment loss that can be reversed. Note, though, that impairment losses on goodwill cannot be reversed. You also need to consider the fact that there needs to have been a change in the estimate. For example, the estimates relating to your cash flows may need to have changed, or the fair value may have changed. Then you will need to increase the carrying amount from its impaired base to the new recoverable amount. There is, however, a limitation to be aware of. The limitation on the reversal of an impairment loss is calculated as the carrying amount of that asset, assuming no impairment loss had ever been recorded in the asset's life. The limitation should also not be ignored on an asset that is held under the revaluation model. If you reach the historical carrying amount of this asset with your reversal, and there may still be an amount above that carrying amount possible, you can go back to IAS 16 and consider doing a revaluation above the carrying amount. Remember, though, that your limitation on the reversal of the impairment is still the carrying amount of that asset. Anything above would need to be in terms of IAS 16. Any reversal on the impairment loss is also recognized in profit and loss as the initial impairment losses. Just remember, on a revalued asset, any reversal of an impairment loss is treated as a revaluation increase in terms of IAS 16 and its associated rules. Also remember that after your impairment has been reversed, the carrying amount of your asset has changed. Depreciation will therefore have to change as well. Remember, however, that the indications that we've mentioned will require you to go and consider if any of the other estimates used in calculating depreciation may need to be adjusted.